Welcome back to Fuck This Game. So, yeah, let's continue.
Life is Strange 2.
Well, okay. Welcome back to Fuck This Game 2. Okay, so, alright, at least,
breaking news, Pedro wants to fuck raw data.
Alright, so, Liz, have you ever seen her?
No.
Check that out. It's a good movie. Wolf recap at least, so.
Until hunters took their dad away.
Yeah, we already know the, and then the wolf, fornicator.
Again, to be fair to the game, again, these were released episodically, so, over a course of time, so I can understand the recap.
Hell, the episodes the episodes of Life is Strange True Colors also have recaps at the beginning, even though they were all released simultaneously as just one package. You can't buy the episodes separately.
Was it to carry on the tradition?
Yeah, because Deck 9 actually said that the reason that they still separated the game into episodes despite being a single release is because they still wanted people to still be able to do one episode, stop there, and maybe, try to come up with their own theories. The problem is, it doesn't quite work because there's people who are just going to play the entire game in one sit. So the whole thing of waiting for the next episode and come up with theories with the rest of the community, that doesn't really work when you do that method, which is why some people in the community don't really care for the release all episodes at once thing from True Colors. They would have preferred to keep the TV show aspect to it.
Well, the thing is that model's dead.
Oh, look, their friends, I guess, are represented as dogs.
Yep. Well,
so does that imply that if he has sex with Cassidy, that...
Oh, look at that! They have Wolf Daniel lift up the tree stump.
Well, yeah, that happened in the game.
They had him lying.
Oh, hold on, another one. The big brother hooked up with the leader of the pack.
Wait.
So there we go. That's Dogfin. Right.
Oh my god, he fucking writes Omegaverse fanfic.
Wait, hold on. Wait, so that means if you have sex with Cassidy, that means that the wolf breeds with a dog.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, they're both canine?
Well, no, haven't there been crossbreed canines of that anyway? I think there have been.
Right? Have there?
I'm pretty sure there have been. I mean,
there probably has.
I mean, the term crossbreed didn't come out of nowhere, right? So.
Let me check.
Wait. Your actions and your decisions will impact the world around you and your...
Liar!
Wait. No. This game is saying it's going to have an impact on Pedro and his brother.
Yes, of course.
Whoa.
Yeah, this game can influence real
Oh my
life.
god, it's the dough again. What's this series and doughs?
The dough is symbolism for something, but I can't remember what it is.
Okay,
it's a symbolism for a dough.
Okay,
I'll look it up.
So wolf dog hybrids are a thing, actually.
Yeah, the word crossbreed had to come from somewhere.
Okay, let's have a look at him with one of his eyes missing.
Yeah, just like the previous episode.
An eye patch.
No, this is a flashback, Blips. Just like the previous episode, this one also starts with a flashback.
Oh, and get it? It's not showing the other side of his face to foreshadow the lost guy.
Actually, no, they show it. There you go.
No, Pedro. I was saying that the scene opens up with it focusing off of his other face to foreshadow, the fact that that's the eye that he'll lose.
Don't worry, this flashback once again doesn't really have much to do with anything aside from the fact that they bring up Finn.
For a moment, I was hoping this is actually a scene that's supposed to take place after he loses the eye.
It is. Remember, even though it's.
I guess.
Sorry.
But no, I guess Daniel really did just run off after.
Yeah, that's the thing. Oh, that's the thing, Jova. Wait till you figure out the reason why Daniel is suddenly in Nevada. The reason is incredibly stupid, but I can't say why yet.
I'm scared.
This is where you can tell that Sean is having a dream, because even though this looks like it takes place in episode 1, they're talking about Finn, so obviously, you know, it can't be real. Obviously, this is just a nightmare he's having.
So does he misunderstand Lost Paul whatever thing?
There you go.
It means Nevada.
All right, Shira. Now I have another question for you.
Yes.
I've already shown you this scene before privately, but you know we have to go for this again for the sake of the audience and the others. Now we're going to do a little mini game involving Sean testing his depth perception and shit like that, reduced depth perception. And I want you to, and they're going to even do a point of view shot, you know, attempting to emulate the whole thing of only having one eye. So I want you to tell us if what they do is accurate or even remotely
All right.
accurate.
Oh, before the doctor comes in, just to very quickly say,
Stupid shows.
about the deer thing, it's sort of, I don't want to say it, it's simply, it's because it's not quite coming of age, but it's sort of, it means the ability to move through life and obstacles with grace, even in the most challenging moments. It also means being in touch with your inner child and innocence. So I guess it's just supposed to represent the two of them.
Yeah. Okay. So this episode is absolute rat despicable garbage for a multitude of reasons that I can't get into in right now because it would involve spoilers. The first one is going to be, okay, hola, Sean. There you go, Jova. This is what we hear from Cassidy, a letter. Hola, Sean. The cops and doctors won't tell me anything about what's going on with you and Finn, except that you were injured and in police custody. That's how I got the hospital name. They interviewed or interrogated me and Penny and let us go. Both of you weren't so lucky, I guess. Or maybe you earned it. I hope you are okay after what happened. You probably know more about what's going on than me, but Anna, Penny, and I were released without charges. The police were stoked to bust a farm of drug traffickers rather than us poor gutter punks toiling in the field. We asked about you and Daniel, but no answers. Surprise. So with Finn and you gone, our real family is kind of broken up. Now we're just a lonely trio, train hopping in the state, and it feels like we're going on a loop to nowhere. Anna and Penny aren't the same, and we fight too much. I'm not even sure we'll be together for much longer. Shit changes, right? I know you're going to trial over soon over the Seattle situation, and I hope you will get some form of justice. I hope you and Daniel find your way home soon. Peace, Cassidy. There you go, Jova. That's the end of Cassidy's role in the story. I hope you enjoyed it.
Okay.
So I wonder, can Finn actually die?
Yes, if you don't ask Daniel to use that power in that situation that I did, Meryl will kill Finn.
And then I guess in that case, that's when Daniel flips out.
Yep.
When I'm done eating.
We're about to. Okay, so basically, it's not a doctor; it's a nurse who's going to do the test thingy. Someone who I'm guessing has the same job Taylor has. The thing is, Sheila, is what happens after, because now we're going to talk to Agent Flores. Who is that? The agent who's in charge of, Sean and Daniel's case. And we're about to get a dialogue between both her and Sean that makes no sense whatsoever, and once again relies on the game just completely gaslighting us into what actually happened with the cop at the beginning of the game. But you'll see.
Good day, sunshine.
Hey, Joey.
I guess someone at Don't Nod really liked ER and missed it, so there we go.
Meet Joey. He's by far the nicest person in this game. He won't be around for long.
Of course. Anyway, considering the greeting just there, I'm guessing he's been in hospital for a little bit.
Yeah. Basically, they can't arrest him quite yet because they first have to, heal him,
Treat him,
and shit like that.
Chocolate?
Uh-oh. There's that smile.
Thanks, Joey.
So how you feeling today? Any headaches?
I lost an eye.
Socket pain?
No.
I mean, having eye issues does give you headaches, so.
Mm-hmm.
Before they
He's showing him good bedside manner.
check you out.
Check me out to Julie. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. You know the drill.
I wonder how
Don't
Sean will
blink.
make his
Just stare at the
miraculous escape. Don't tell me out the window.
Out the window.
Oh, there you go, Shiri. All right, so.
Alright, let me see this.
Okay, so the first thing is we have to use the right analog stick to move the camera and follow the light.
Try to follow.
And we're going to change to a point of view shot. There you go. So now we have to use the right analog stick to move and follow the light thingy.
Good. Keep going. Quick response. Nice.
Notice how in the left side they have that darkish view to showcase how the left eye is not there. So
Yeah.
Remember,
I guess that's a
see
good
objects on the
attention to
left side?
detail.
you gotta turn your head more now. Yes. Looking good, Sean.
all right, one more.
I'm not sure about the whole
Try to
turning
get
head
the
thing,
mind.
because generally when they do the torch thing,
No rush.
Yeah, it's the
With-
Oh, here you
eye
go.
you want
Your
to
eye-
follow.
Notice this. Like
Yeah.
I have to try to put the pen on the thing to test my depth perception. I have in all my tries, I have never been able to get this right. I'm not even sure if it's possible to get this right. So, what do you think? Do they capture the whole lack of depth perception thing? You will.
Yeah,
okay,
that's enough.
depth perception isn't one thing I don't think it's something I was really tested for, but that seems like a decent way to test it.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to
Congratulations, Don't Nod. You did not completely fumble this up.
I mean, not completely, but they did a little bit, because when they do the torch thing, the lights are generally off.
Oh. Well, never mind, Don't Nod. You still suck.
Yeah, you get half a point. I'm not giving you this much credit.
Okay. Wait a second.
You can try.
Okay, don't know. You did a pretty good job for the most part, but you fumbled on this one thing, so you suck all around. 0 out of 10.
Dwebs,
I said they can have half a point. I'm not a complete monster.
Dwebs, okay, let me rephrase that. Michelle and Raoul, never mind, you still suck.
I do.
Is that better for you?
Okay, let me put it simply. The pen thing seems like it would be a good thing, because depth perception can probably be tested in a few simple ways, because, like, for me, even doing something as simple as reaching out to press the button for a crossing, I sometimes miss it because I'm not as close as I think I am.
Yep.
So I just have my hand stuck out like a weirdo. So, like, that seems like a good way to test for it.
Sure.
Okay.
I don't know, because I mostly tested for what I can see
I'll swing by later,
specifically,
Sean.
not the depth stuff.
All right. Now, allow
I was
me.
also about to say, I was wondering if Shuri really had depth perception issues as opposed to the whole, vision.
Well, okay, I'm
Oh,
not
no,
a
I do have depth perception
well, yeah,
issues.
I mean, I'm not a specialist on the matter, but I'm pretty sure losing, only having one eye means you have less depth perception than 2 eyes. I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Actually the case, but I'm referring to like Shuroi's part in that.
Okay, I have to take over because
Stay on track.
this cutscene pisses me off to no end. So let's listen.
All right,
I've
let's
been
listen.
telling the same fucking story for 3 weeks. How much longer?
Until it makes sense. Until you
It's Life is Strange 2, honey. It won't make sense,
Wait.
no matter what I
Did he,
answer.
did he actually tell her that his brother?
Yes.
Going to Jolena Shore and you'll be arraigned in court.
Ah,
Well, actually, okay, never mind. He's trying to hide the fact that Daniel was the one who killed the police
You
officer.
might
Sorry about
spend
that.
the rest of your life in prison.
let me guess. He's been trying to take the blame, hasn't he?
No, hold on. He can, but I'm gonna pick don't kill anyone. I didn't kill anyone, which is true.
So, who did? You do know.
So this is Ace Attorney now.
There's no
Hold on.
there's no DNA from the boys on him.
Hold on.
None.
You're
Or the
absolutely
gun,
solely down to
or-
go after the
Hold on.
officer.
Okay.
Yeah, he was killed. That I mean.
He came outside, then he was killed. That's
Listen here.
it. Just guilty of being... Who knows?
Who knows? What do you mean, just being guilty of who? What does that line even
And
mean?
go after the
Oh, I love this one. Oh, I love this one. Are you sure you didn't get upset and go after the officer? Oh yeah. Are you sure you didn't flip the car over and destroy your own house? God, this game is so stupid. I cannot believe this conversation went past any sort of rough draft.
Looks like a tornado wipes it out.
But Pedro is trying to show something. Detectives are stupid.
No, it's the thing is, I love that line. Like, are you sure you didn't get upset and go after the officer? Oh yeah, I'm sure this 16-year-old kid somehow flipped the whole car over and destroyed his own house in a matter of seconds. Because
Okay. Now,
Sean.
to be fair, yes,
From the
superhuman
ground here.
feats are
Can't you
actually
see me?
possible
So you
with
haven't found my
adrenaline.
brother.
We might
That
have
being
to
said,
leave.
he would have to be feeling a ton, and I do mean an absolute ton, to not only have knocked over the police guard without
Lovely.
leaving
As I do
enough,
with it.
of a fingerprint or so much as, a hand indent, given how the cop was launched enough to practically obliterate the police car beside him. So unless he was on like frickin' PCP, this is a bit of a stretch. Unless the detective has
That's
more
what happens
reasoning.
when you mess with drug
And granted,
traffickers.
maybe the idea isn't that she's evil or racist or whatnot, but that she's just trying to make sense of things. But I mean, again, though,
Go to the
since
police.
there's not really anything linking the
Oh
brothers
yes,
to
go
the
to the
murders,
police
why
that
are
are
you
trying
doing
to
this?
chase him.
Remember, Sean is going to trial for being accused of killing the cop, which again, it's
Wait, he's actually going to trial? I thought the police just wanted to actually, take him in for questioning. Why trial?
they said.
Well, Joby, you get questioned at trial.
Remember, we read that in Cassidy's letter that he's going to trial.
Yes, I get we read that, but why?
I don't know, Jova. This makes no sense. This literally makes no sense. This plot
It doesn't
makes
even
no
make sense in the
sense.
context of its own story. Remember, the police just wanted to bring them in for questioning. There was even that police cop
Yep.
who calmly and kindly texted Sean over the phone like, look, we just want to bring you in for questioning and sort things out. Again, that's the thing. Outside of maybe that one police cop who we don't even know if he was racist, he could have just been a trigger-happy rookie moron. Either
Okay.
way, though,
Well,
for as much as the game...
Like she said, I mean, they said might do it.
Okay.
Okay, hold on, let me finish. The thing is, aside from that, despite how much the game will talk about how, racism is bad and all that, we have seen little to no evidence that the police are majorly racist, at least the Seattle police in that regard.
Not just that. Also, I also love to give the game the highest benefit of the doubt, you can argue, okay, by this point he should be arrested because he participated in illegal activities ever since he left Seattle. That is true. But remember, the primary reason these two were talking was because of the Seattle shooting. Not so much because of what he did after, because they don't even talk about that shit. They were just talking about, remember, Flores literally just asked him, are you sure you didn't get mad and just go after the officer? Which, again, do you have even any remote amount of evidence that's what happened, woman? Like...
By the way, if you pay attention to some of these profiles, they actually show some of the characters' real names. I guess they were using nicknames while at the pot farm, essentially.
Not that I care. Moving on. Shiro, do you have anything to say about this?
Not a lot, really. I feel like maybe because they couldn't find, there's no way that they actually found any evidence on the guy's body or the gun. So I feel like she's just a mediator. She's just doing her job, even if she comes across as really mean. But I feel like maybe the detectives or the police or whatever are trying to conjure up evidence to pin this on the boys, It seems like the kind of thing they would go for in this story.
That makes sense, Shiro, because remember, like I've already established,
Hold on,
everyone...
Hold on. Let Shiro finish.
I mean, that was about it. And look, this stuff does happen in real life, but you needed much better writers to tell this kind of story.
Yes.
Or again, some sensitivity training, because that stuff should be required for writers who are tackling things they don't personally have experience with. It's just...
It makes sense, though. It makes sense, Shiro, that your thing about the cops trying to pin this on Sean makes sense, because remember, this game absolutely hates anyone that has even remotely any kind of authority whatsoever in any context. So yeah, every single cop is evil, every single boss of any business is evil, every single...
What about this woman?
Okay, to be fair, I guess if I'm going to be fair, this woman is not painted as a villain, but she's not exactly, reasonable and nice either.
Again, she's literally just a mediator between two parties, and
yeah.
She probably hates this as much as Sean does, albeit for different reasons, but yeah.
Okay, let me just point out the obvious big problem. Lack of context.
Yep.
We go from Sean having been knocked out and lost his eye to suddenly he's on trial. And again, that's not to say you never see this. Sometimes, again, if we're going to compare this to a much better written story like, say, Ace Attorney, sometimes Ace Attorney skips ahead and you're left to wondering, why are things the way they are? But you want to know the key difference? Ace Attorney eventually shows why things got to this point. We have not received okay, outside of maybe some text in the journal, a letter here or there, we have no context as to what happens between these chapters. And there's such wide spreads that so much could have happened. Like, it's like this game is allergic to actually connecting the dots. Like, okay, you know what this feels like? It feels like, again, someone who's writing a fan fiction and wants to get to all these cool, awesome moments, but forgets about the important bits of a story in between that are needed to bridge these moments. It's just, nope, let's get to this point because I want to. I'm sure the audience can piece together all the other details of what happened.
Well, I'll give this game credit for one thing. I know you compared it to Ace Attorney, Jova, but honestly, at least this game didn't do the stupid amnesia shit.
Dribs. I'm not even somebody who really hates amnesia automatically, and I honestly feel like Ace Attorney better handled it because it was for a tutorial case, so I'm actually fine with it.
None of the games needed to do that.
Plus, the glass eye.
I mean, it was something unique to that game. Like, no, amnesia does not automatically make a plot bad for me. I'm sorry. And like, no, I'm not even gonna, you know the sad thing, honestly? Amnesia would have been a better excuse for why we get gaps in the plot. Like, I hate to say it, at least Beyond Two Souls had something of a reason for its jumbled up order. The fact that Jody was having trouble remembering and repiecing stuff, so it came back as a jumbled mess.
That's the thing, Jova. I refuse to acknowledge that as a reason here. That reason was so clearly pulled out of David Cage's ass. Like,
oh, keep in mind, I did not say it's a good reason at all. Oh wait, hold on. Are we about to get punished, Sean?
Kinda, yeah.
And like, okay, Sean losing an eye. Gee, well, it seems like this story has gone to the school of writing misery to make you sympathize with the characters we want you to like. Instead of, actually fleshing out the characters and making them likable. Again, like Beyond Two Souls, it feels like we're putting Sean through all this misery for the sake of showing that, oh no, he's the person we're supposed to sympathize with. Never mind the fact that Sean is not the most likable character. Like, when he's not bland, he's... Actually, it's hard to think of a moment when he's not bland.
Yeah, that's the primary problem. Daniel, even if I take away Daniel's maliciousness aside, he's not a very interesting character or well defined. Same thing for Sean. Aside from I got family, he has absolutely nothing to him. Like, he's...
Wait, did I accidentally call Sean Daniel again?
Well, Jova, like, does it matter?
Okay, regardless. Sean is mainly bland, and Daniel is widely unlikable when he's not being bland. As for Sean, when he's not being bland, I mean, sure, yeah, he's a normal kid thrust into this. Yeah, don't get me wrong, it sounds interesting. Guess what? There are, like, several other stories like this and done better.
Hey, Jova, you know what other story has two, like an older sibling and a younger sibling getting thrust into a hostile world, which is also made by a French developer that is much better than this game? A Plague Tale.
Oh, for a moment, yeah, that's right, yeah. For a moment I thought, wait, were you referring to Joseph Ferris's, No,
Joseph.
Last I checked, he's not French.
No, Joseph is not French. No, I was talking about Plague Tale, which is made by a Zobo studio, which is a French studio.
Again.
How is the Tale Two Brothers anyway in regards to doing this?
Oh, it's really good. It's really good. I mean, unlike the following games, you don't play. It's not a co-op game. You control both characters as one player. But the seeds of what would later become A Way Out and It Takes Two are there, because you can tell you can tell Joseph really likes games where two characters cooperate to solve puzzles and shit like that. So the seeds are there, but it's not a co-op game. Yeah, starting with A Way Out, A Way Out and It Takes Two are definitely like the culmination of what was started in that game.
So, yeah, what is this scene meant to accomplish aside of showing Sean in pain?
Well, remember, that's kind of the whole thing with the diary. The whole point of the diary is to recap shit. Basically, guess what? Someone wrote something on our diary, which is a message. So Basically, Joey just gave us this.
Jake?
Yes, Jacob from the hippie camp. I'm gonna read it in a moment. Hold on. I think now.
How has he only noticed this now? Like, he's only checked this part of
I'll
the
explain in a
diary?
moment. And if Sean, I borrowed a blanket and a few other things from your tent. We'll give them back to you when you come looking for your Superwolf comic. It's waiting for you, Jake. So guess what? Daniel is in Haven, Nevada, aka
Wait, what happened?
the place where Jacob comes from. Turns out, Jova, after what happened at the end of episode 3, Jacob, for whatever reason, took Daniel. There you go, right here. Had a long talk with Jacob. He's a little, looks fine, okay. There you go. Basically, meet in the workers, had a long talk with Jacob. He's like a little kid. He's lived in some religious commune from Haven Point, Nevada. So basically, Jacob, for whatever reason, after the ending of episode 3, took Daniel and brought him to Haven Point, Nevada.
Can you remind
Why
me who
would-
Jacob is, please?
The
The
kid
guy
that,
with the goatee.
the guy with the goatee that comes
Okay.
from the religious community.
Oh, so he's taken him to his camp,
Okay.
basically.
Okay. Questions. 1. When did Jacob have the time to follow after the others and find Daniel, assuming Daniel didn't run off on his own? 2. Why was Daniel okay with leaving Sean? 3. You're telling me all these months, and only now Sean has checked his journal to find out that Jake has Daniel. 4. Jacob sounded like he hated that community. Why would he go back? 5. How have none of the authorities thought, maybe we should check the diary of the brother of the little brother to see if maybe we can find some clues as to the little brother's whereabouts? Like, it's
I have an
only
answer.
one of the most common places where hidden secrets are held in a diary. And don't go on about how, they might think it's too obvious. No, in police investigation, they look at all clues, obvious or otherwise.
Allow me to answer all 5 of your questions very quickly, Jova. When it comes to
Bad
the
writing.
so that too, but the whole thing about him not seeing the diary up until this point can be explained by the fact that they took all his possessions up from him, and Joey was kind enough to secretly give it to him without without the consent of the police officers.
Suppose maybe we might have talked over that, but wait, then how did Joey get that out of police custody?
Because it's in a room that has little security to it, and please don't ask me to explain how the hell that makes any sense. But
But it should be in an evidence room, if it's like evidence they're using.
Jova, give me a break. I'm trying to. Do you really expect me to make sense out of this? I mean, but look. As for your 4 other questions, Jova, allow me to give you the answer that Michelle and Raul will probably give you. I don't know.
It's just, it raises too many questions when you actually think about it.
It just raises too many questions.
Questions.
Never can do that.
Wow, just wow. The chapter has barely begun and already plot holes up the wazoo.
I cannot believe.
Well, okay, all right. I mean, to be fair, the chapter's only just started.
Well, that's what I said.
I cannot-
The chapter's just started.
Okay.
Can you call them plot holes if the chapter's only just started and you haven't given them?
Oh, I can help you there, Dwibs.
Well,
I can help you there, Dwibs. All of the questions Jova has will never be answered. So yes, I can confirm that they are indeed plot holes.
Also, keep in mind, Ribs, while maybe the start of the episode, keep in mind this is episode 4 of an overall narrative. So technically, while we're like, say, at the start of like this chapter, in terms of the game, we're like 60 to 80% done with it. So, yeah, we're kind of in the middle of the
Well,
plot.
Well, at least it's short.
Oh, actually, episode 4 is quite long. So
I meant the whole game.
So her name is.
I will argue it's longer than it needs to be.
So apparently the officer's name is Agent Flores.
It doesn't matter, Jova. She's not gonna show up ever again until the ending of the game. So it doesn't matter.
Wow.
Like seriously, like that's the key thing of this game, Jova. Nothing matters. And if the game itself doesn't seem to take an interest in anything, why should I? But seriously, how the hell did this script get past any? Did they just make one draft for the script and just roll with that? Seriously. There's so many nonsensical things and characters acting illogically all the time. This feels like a first draft. It doesn't feel like a completed script. Like, because usually these kinds of nonsensical plot elements and character motivations usually get cleaned up in second, thirds, and fourth drafts. This feels like a first draft that was used as the finished script. Jesus. Ugh, it's so bad.
So I guess now that we know where Daniel probably, because keep in mind, this is technically Sean's logic that Jacob would totally go back to the community that he pretty much had nothing nice to say about. So yeah, going off of Sean's logic, we know where Daniel is. So now what?
Now we have to escape from the hospital and
it's out the window.
Hotwire a car and go to Nevada after making a short pit stop in Trumpland's capital.
Oh great! Now we legit are doing actual crimes. And yes, I get it. Sean's desperate and all, but why do I get the feeling the story won't even reflect on the fact that he's now doing illegal stuff and compromising his morals?
I guess well,
He's been doing illegal stuff throughout the game.
What we've just said. And second, that's the thing, Jova. Remember, this game is super anti-authority. I'm starting to genuinely believe that the writers are trying to make a point that if you think you're in the right, it's okay to commit crimes, because they're so anti-law and authority that I'm starting to genuinely believe these writers are, it's okay because he's the one in the right and the cops are in the wrong, therefore it's okay for him to do this shit.
Okay.
Sorry, go on, Shirai.
Very quickly, since since Tio isn't here, I feel like I need to bring this up. Another hospital with really ass security.
Yep.
Especially for a kid who's a wanted criminal, you know?
Yeah.
Even though we know he didn't do anything, in the story's eyes, he did, so...
shouldn't there be, police keeping a bit of an eye? And, no pun intended.
Also, so much for that, so much for that, hair option if he's got a buzz cut now.
Yeah, true. Also, Shiroi, you missed it, but we saw a bit where Joey was cleaning Sean's bad eye with, I forgot what's the English term for that.
Cotton swab.
That's it, thank you. Cotton swab.
Oh, those things, yeah.
And basically, and he's even gonna take them for the road, as he puts it, drugs for my eye and shit like that. So I was, it felt like he was just cleaning it with the cotton swab, so it felt like it was accurate enough. But
is he gonna get a whole eye patch and everything?
Yes, he's gonna get an eye patch later. They're gonna try to make him. They're gonna try and make him into big. They're gonna try and make him into Nick Fury or Big Boss, but he's nowhere near as cool. Go on, Shiroi.
Wish I could just.
Okay. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, I don't remember having cotton swabs in my eyes. Maybe it's to do with a particular medication. But I have had eye patches, and generally I just had medicated eye drops. But, I don't know all of the treatments, obviously. There are so many different eye conditions.
Like I said,
even the one I have specifically, there are several different types of that condition as well. So I can't comment on every possible treatment, but yeah, I haven't had cotton swabs in my face.
Sure. You should, like I told you before, you should totally cosplay as Big Boss. So
I feel like the cat from Stray would make a better snake than this kid. For reasons that Pedro probably knows.
Yeah.
Shiroi, I thought you were going to drop a hot take and say the cat would make a better snake than Snake.
No.
Snake eater.
Well, I mean, it's not. I mean, it's actually a lot more common than you think. Someone being a better spy than a famous spy. I keep bringing up James Bond for that reason.
And yeah, it's not even just the plot holes and the nonsensical character actions. Even when you take that away, the game is just straight up boring because it's impossible to be invested in anything because nothing is ever given any kind of interest or depth because again we barely get to know any of the characters. We don't really get much information and world building from the places we visit. It's flat out impossible to care about anything.
Like, I'm sorry, this is a flipping hospital escape, and I still feel bored to tears. Like, and I get it, maybe the idea is to be calm, solemn, and quiet, but it just feels so boring. It doesn't even feel fun, like, you know... Okay,
Would you offer it be loud?
well, let me put it like this. Kojima, these developers ain't, because I'm willing to bet he would be able to make even the mundane activities fun somehow.
Oh no, like
He put his mind to it.
oh sure, like I said, one of the big things that I really like in Death Stranding is actually the specific ways you can use the various devices to carry yourself from various places, and not to mention the sense of community. Like, for example, one of the things that I really like in Death Stranding is how you can leave devices in the world of the game for other players to find as well. You yourself finding places left by other players, and you can give likes, which, you know, getting likes helps you out gameplay wise. So this sense of community that the game creates, that's a way of how you romanticize the mundane.
I was gonna say actually about that one. Half would agree, I think. The other half would be like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Okay. Let me specify, Dwibs. Snake Eater in that regard. Like, yeah, people can be split on how Death Stranding handles stuff, but one thing most will agree is that Snake Eater is great. And Snake Eater arguably has a lot of micromanagement that one would normally think is cumbersome to deal with, but is actually done so fluidly and well that it is genuinely, you know, not a problem for the game. And again, arguably fun, like, you know, having to eat, having to, you know, patch and medicate yourself up. Again, Kojima would even evolve off of this to the point where Metal Gear Solid 5 has, like, a ton of all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, again, I'm saying this. Whether or not you feel Death Stranding succeeded in it, we do know Kojima is definitely capable of making what would normally be mundane or even cumbersome in a game actually able to be fun.
Holy shit.
Whoa, calm down, Sean. Don't look down.
Don't nod.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah, don't look down.
Shit, I'm looking down.
Like, yeah, even this should be a tense scene, but I just don't feel any. Like, let me put it like this. Sean could die at this point in the game, and I probably wouldn't care. That's how little of an impact he feels like he's left.
I would.
Keep in mind,
Hell,
he's
I'd go
one of
even
the
as far as
main
to.
flipping characters.
He's the main character. Like, hell, if just Sean died right now, I would clap because then the game is over. I can stop playing.
No, Pedro,
Players, what's his name?
Pedro, joke's on you. Sean would die, but then you play the rest of the game as Daniel.
Oh, fuck me. I just...
Listen,
Yeah,
maybe he
Pedro,
wasn't
be
even.
careful what you wish for.
Go on, Shirai.
Okay.
Listen, maybe he wasn't even all that high up. You know, he hasn't got his.
Oh, there you go.
dungeon, so
There-
he's probably like one floor off the.
So there you go, Jova. There's one cop
he's
next to his door, and he's sleeping. There you go.
Wait, is that a cop or a security guard? Like,
He looks
either
like
way-
general security, but
Okay,
it's still.
even still though, Jova, your tax dollars at work.
Like, look. Oh wow, Sean changed pretty quickly. That was like a Batman change there.
Well, Jeremy, you won't want the game to waste 5
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah,
once you
yeah,
get
yeah,
dressed.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. It's just, it's funny how he literally did a superhero change, like, boop, boop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
okay,
look,
that's a bit, because it's like in Hitman, you change costumes in like 3 seconds.
How lucky that he somehow knew exactly where all his stuff was being held. But I digress.
Again, Jova's tax dollars at work, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, it's that easy
Oh, hey, Finn.
Apparently, it's that easy for a criminal, an accused criminal to escape the law.
Like, look. I get that some people may or may not be able to sneak out of hospitals, but I'm sorry, somebody who's a person of interest would probably have a tighter security detail.
I wish I was watching Person of Interest right now.
I'm trying to bail.
I wish I knew you were here. Could have hooked up. Shit. So...
Of course, yeah, we could have had sex. Also, I'm surprised Sean isn't flipping livid at Finn, given how Finn was
You
the one
can.
who came up with this.
To be fair, you can choose to, tell him "fuck you" for doing like you can choose to do that, especially if you chose not to go along with it. It's just that remember, like I'm trying to
Oh, I guess he does admit he brought it on himself.
So,
be. Yep.
So there's
Stupid
that
questions.
tiny little bit,
It doesn't matter because we're not gonna see him after this.
You know,
and too little, too late.
kind of sucks. No coconut drinks here. So, how bad is it? You're high.
let's say
I lost it.
I still got one left.
Yeah, he's got the other one.
Wow, talk about
What kind of dialogue is that?
talk about trivializing the whole thing. Like, so how's your eye? Well,
Lost a whole eye. It's fine.
Okay, alright. Okay, that is a mindset some people actually have when something's happened to them like
Even if
that.
it ended up being
Like, say you're like I have heard of people that are like, oh, my arm's broken. Okay, I've got my other one at least.
also his hair looks like it.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Also, his hair looks like it's made of turds. Like because of the game engine and the graphics, like it looks like he has a bunch of turds on his head. Like,
I miss you.
But like you're gonna miss him. You barely know him. Shut up. Anyway, Dwebs is right though. Like his reaction is kind of funny, but yeah, Dwebs is not wrong.
I guess.
Especially when you consider everything else he's gone through. Like he's lost his father. His brother's been taken to a religious camp. He's about to be tried in court for a murder he didn't commit. Losing an eye. When you stack it up to the rest of it, it's not the worst thing that's
Yeah,
happened.
I love how throughout this entire playthrough so far, it's you three guys that have been ragging on it the most, and I've been playing devil's advocate the most.
Guess somebody's got to. I mean, the thing is, though, this game is not really a cult classic. Like, yes, it
Unlike
has
the
fans.
first one.
Yeah, like, let me put it like this. There's a difference between a game having fans or a game having a cult classic. Something like The Wiz, the movie specifically, since there's now also the live stage play, that is a cult classic in the sense that, despite the damage it did back then, there are people who have come together, myself included, who do legit like that movie in spite of its flaws. Like, one thing you can say, it certainly is a unbelievably unique take on the mythos. And at least has good music and good costumes or whatnot. Life is Strange 2, on the other hand, yes, it has fans, but it does not have a cult fandom. Like, let me put it like this. Even within the Life is Strange fan base, it is widely seen as the black sheep. And for good reason. Like, okay, we don't even have to talk about the whole everything's political or the racism thing, because the story writing itself...
Current Hope
Is-
Hospital.
Yeah, very on the nose there. But you know what? That's just the writing in a nutshell. When it's not on the nose, it is incredibly weak. We never get any context. Well, we get little, very little, next to nothing context on what happens in between chapters, which does not facilitate the story. Characters will just change on a whim here and there to suit the narrative. Like, it's like a house of cards that has already fallen down 3 times that they keep trying to put back up. Like, oh yeah, right. And of course, the big thing is we gotta get to Puerto Lobos. And how convenient that Chapter 4 now takes us even closer down to the border. Even though, like, the first 3 chapters, we kind of were doing it slow.
Yep.
If the story was showing here that Sean is finally compromising his morals to steal a car, that would be something. But if it's not going to address that, then the question comes up. Given the fact that all of a sudden now they're able to go this far in this amount of distance, one might wonder why we didn't resort to this before. And I get it, maybe Sean is desperate, but he's all been about being careful, and now he actually does have a legit crime. that
Yeah.
he could be charged for. Grand Theft Auto.
So basically,
Again, he's been accused of so many crimes at this point. What's this?
so basically,
Well, the thing is, though, those were crimes he didn't do, but now he actually has committed that crime.
Well, I mean, if we're ranking possible sentences on the scale, he'll probably get less time in jail for this than he would for murder. But what you were going to say, Pedro?
so basically, what you're saying is that me, Jove, and Shiroi are the commentators rooting for the heel, and you're the one rooting for the face.
Well, no, I'm just trying to offer a okay, I won't say balanced perspective because that would imply
Life is Strange 2, Episode 4, Faith.
yeah.
Also,
yeah,
Pedro.
that would imply the best stuff. Yeah, a different perspective, I'll say.
Okay.
Also, Pedro, wouldn't it be the other way around since...
Oh yeah, you're right.
Devil's advocate?
You're right. Me, Dwebs, and me and Dwebs and me, Jove, and Shiroi are the ones trying to call out the heel for all the bad stuff he's done in the storyline, and Dwebs is the one trying to say, well, maybe it's not that bad and shit like that, because that's usually what happens. There's in the storylines whenever the heel does something terrible to the good one. Usually there's someone, like for example, like the ones that were like when I was watching growing up was JR and King. Jerry the King Lawler, and King was always the one, trying to play devil's advocate for the heel, and JR, of course, was the one who was always, in the side of, justice and shit. So Dwebs, you are the Jerry King Lawler of this playthrough.
I'd rather be Taz, but
Sure. Okay. Fine. Okay. Fine. Okay. Fine. You can be Taz. I'm sorry, Shiroi, could you repeat that, please?
Are we now in Trumpland?
Almost there, Shiroi. Almost at... No, remember what Dwebs established, Shiroi. This entire game takes place in Trumpland. It's just that right now we're heading towards the capital.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I need to mentally prepare myself, you see.
That's a...
just let me check to be sure. What colour was Nevada at the 2016 election?
I don't know. Ask Jova.
I'll have a look. I'm looking now. Actually, believe it or not, in the 2016 election, it was the Democrats that won Nevada. So this isn't even Trumpland in real life at the time.
Mm-hmm. All right, everybody. So that was it. We'll take a stop to take a rest, have a smoke, and shit like that. So. Tune in next time where everything is political.
The episode.
In the next part, everything is political. Again.
I don't care.
See everybody.
I think, Jover, I wonder... I've been struggling as to how you think that. This playthrough hasn't been giving me a lot of hints.
Jova is 100% done with this game, apparently. Alright, see you for the next part, everybody.
Bye.
See ya.